With how dominant demons are, I don't think you would believe me if I told you that there is a leak for a new character coming up that is also a demon. I know. I know. Demons already have an astonishing amount of options, ranging from multiple good Meliodases, right? You can use, right now on the demon team, you can actually properly use both Lost Vein, Purgatory Melee, and Assault Melee. Like, Assault Melee is unironically pretty good. Pretty good for the demon team. I think better than Lost Vein. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But very, very good indeed. And then obviously, you know, can't use any of the Zeldrises because you're going to be clashing in with Demon King, but I don't know, man. Melascula is a really great option. You have Chandler is a really great option. I don't like it that much, but back units, you have, you know, Kusok, which wherever the hell he is, Kusok. And if you want to be weird, you have Green Chandler. Like, there are way too many options for demons. But guess what? It's not enough because 70S Leaks found another demon. And if you recall, the last time we've had a clip of an animation like this, the character came out like pretty soon after. So the animation is pretty incomplete. So I don't know if I would say that this is a character coming up soon. Like, soon, I mean like next week. You see, this is base Kusok, which, like I said at the end there, base Kusok obviously has a festival unit. He is a festival unit, but that does not mean that they can't make another base Kusok that is just a regular character. They've done that before with both Lost Vein Meliodas, which is a festival unit, but then they released a Ragnarok version of Lost Vein Meliodas, the same name. They've done that for Festival King as well, you know. Bro, my game gets so laggy when I'm recording. You know, Festival King exists, but they also dropped same name version for a seasonal character. All of these are sort of like seasonals. I guess maybe Ragnarok I wouldn't call seasonal. But then Goddess Liz also got a version being the Red Goddess Liz. And even though the animations here look pretty rough, you know, he's like teleporting and stuff. Yeah, he's like skating to the enemy. It's like half complete. I wouldn't be too surprised if this character actually comes up next and they just, you know, put like the proper animations in the game. Because last year, and honestly for the past few festivals, right? But last year, I don't know too much, we got Estarossa, and then immediately followed up, we got Zeldris. So we had, you know, Estarossa was when demons really kicked off. So when he released, already we could start using demons, but it wasn't really like there. Most demon characters that were on the team were very old, right? So releasing a Nebula Zeldris replacing Festival Zeldris was a pretty good, you know, addition to it. So it makes sense. And the same thing sort of happened with, an attempt of it happened with Mael. When Mael dropped, Goddesses only had, you know, really old characters. So immediately after, they dropped the new Ludociel, which Lamau didn't really work, but an attempt was made, and, you know, releasing a new demon after a new festival makes sense. I mean, they do that all the time, right? You have a Tyr that came out recently, and even though he's technically not a festival, he might as well be, you know? Would you argue with me if I said Tyr's a festival? Like, come on. The guy is insane. Then they released Freya, right? So, them releasing a new support for the Demon King is not out of ordinary, but it really makes me question, like, how good can this character even be? Because if they're gonna drop a new Kusok base form, so let's take a look at base form Kusok stats. He's not gonna be crit base, that's for sure. He's probably gonna be a support unit, right? Doesn't have the best, like, he's an old character, so he doesn't have the best stats. I think it's gonna be like a Green Ludociel situation, which is good, because people can skip it. I think it's going to be a Green Ludociel situation where it's a character that is pretty decent, but there are just better options. Like, are you really gonna replace one of the Meliodases for a new Kusok? No, I mean, you're gonna have to replace the Kusok, right? So, at the very least, this new Kusok is gonna have to be a better support unit than Demon Kusok, which doesn't even have a relic yet, and he's still the best back unit for demons. I mean, now that Zeldris is gone, he's the best back unit for demons. Base Kusok already has a relic, and it's 80% crit damage, which makes you think, like, so the new one that's just leaked, let me reopen, has to be an offense character, right? But there is like an effect at the bottom here. I wouldn't pay too much attention. I'm pretty sure this is Cleave. Yeah, Cleave. I wouldn't pay too much attention. This is just replacing the one that is supposed to be here. Like, this is clearly like blue Kusok, right? It's like blue and stuff. It just has a different animation. And this is not for the final boss either. Like, pay attention to how the card looks right here. I mean, if you play the final boss, you know this is not the card that the final boss Kusok introduced, the base form of it. Like, he does like the slashes. It almost looks like an AoE card, but he's really close, so it might be a single target card. Like, the slashes behind, right? And in the game, on the actual final boss Kusok, I can see like there's the regular Kusok cards, and this is the card that he introduced for the boss. It's like a debuff card that has like a bunch of dark stuff. Again, if you play the boss, you've seen it. And obviously, you know, Demon Kusok is a different story. So it is definitely a new base form Kusok. It's not the animations from that. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if the other animation that he has is this one, because we've seen some final boss animations, like final boss Zeldris and stuff, where the ult animation and everything like it wasn't used on a character. Like, the animations just weren't used. So, you know, these animations, they exist here. They should be used for something, right? They can just go to waste. Yeah, it's not a waste if it's in a boss, but still, you know what I mean. So yeah, as much as I get why they would be dropping a new Kusok, you know, Demon King came out, so support for the new festival makes sense. I don't think this festival is one that needs a new support unit. This is far from a festival that needs a support unit. This is the best, most varied team in the game. You know why? Because last year and the beginning of this year, they pumped so many good characters and relics on this team. Assault Melee was a terrible character that got a really good relic. Like, it's not just new characters. Melascula got a really good relic. I want to say really good, but the relic is good enough that her effect became actually pretty relevant. And the way you can play her with tier and stuff, Melascula got a good enough relic that it made her actually relevant, right? So, like, I mean, some of these demons could also use some new relics, right? Like, we got Lost Vein, we got Purgatory Melee, Hysteros, obviously, Zeldris. This Zeldris got a phenomenal relic as well. Chandler got a really good relic. Like, we got so much for demons last year and this year that it's like, do they know what they've been doing? And the potential for, at the end of the year, we're getting a Traitor Melee Holy Relic. I know I'm you know, putting myself in months in the future, right? But, you know, demons just have so much to look forward to still. Like, it's not over. I don't think a new character for it makes sense. So I hope this is like a project they've had. They made a animation for Kusok that maybe was supposed to go for the final boss. Ended up just being like discarded. But like I mentioned, like last time we've seen something like this from, you know, a leak like that. The character came out very soon after. It was exactly what happened with Red Megalda, bro. I need to fix this like lag in the game. The same thing that happened with this Camilla, we got the animations for it, and then she came out like right after. And this Red Megalda, we got the animations for it, and she came out right after. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if, as well, we get this Kusok as... Let me go back here on the, you know, the banners here. Like, we got this Kusok in the place where, you know, Zeldris is. And then we get a collab, like, soon after. Because this is what happened last year. Can't really say for certain, because especially last year we had or was it this year? I don't remember. When Megalda came out, I don't know. When Megalda came out, yeah, right here. I was pretty certain there would be a new collab. This is exactly what happened, right? Was there was like Mile dropped, then a new character for Mile dropped. Like this is looking a lot like Mile. And then we got Megalda, and then I thought like after Megalda it would just be a collab, right? We did get a collab almost right after, but it took like a little longer. I would not be surprised if a collab comes out soon, so even if we do get a new demon character, I don't think anyone's gonna summon for it. Anyways, that's about it.